I just clicked it. Now we're back. We're back.
All
Okay,
right, we're back.
Hold on. Let me get this banner out here. By the way, first and foremost, you have not once commented on our unbelievable thumbnails of just the rant, and you've never texted me and been like, okay, you used Maury Povich last week. Why don't you do like, I don't know, Jerry Springer? You know what I'm saying? Like, you've never commented on that.
I have never commented, Dave, because you want to know why? It's because I know it's some subliminal radio. It's a bit, okay? And I don't respond to your bits.
I guess it is kind of a bit, isn't it? It is kind of a bit. Yeah, but I mean, there's no purpose. What else am I going to put? What else? Our picture is on it. What else would I put next to our name? Do you know what I mean?
People think that potentially AC Slater is on this show today.
We've had that before. I think if it's too outlandish, they don't believe it. But I feel like we had, I think I put Hulk Hogan on last week, and he had just done his whole rip his shirt off at the RNC for Donald Trump. And we got a bunch of comments being like, you guys are racist. He's a racist. And I was like, what the fuck? It's just Hulk Hogan. That's all I wanted to do is put a picture of Hulk Hogan. All right. All right, where do we want to start here? I want to start with, and we can't take calls. I'm sorry for the chat. You love the bit. Backseat driver loves that bit. Thank you, because Kim has never once talked about the bit. So hopefully she does going forward. There's all this stuff that has happened since we've been live, and you just ran down a shitload of them that I am beyond unprepared to talk about. However, I kind of just think we should dumb this bad boy down. Like this is us talking shit.
Yeah.
I think we should just almost stick to like people's paranoia about what's to transpire tonight on Dateline. I think people are freaking out that I think they hated the AB. What was it, 2020 or was that Nightline?
2020. That's what we watched.
Oh, Nightline was like the one 2 years ago, right?
Oh, yes, that was 2020. Yep.
And they like just used the footage of Nightline for this because they're lazy as shit. Okay, so they want 2020. They want a better version of 2020 tonight, right? Is that fair?
Fair.
Yes. So I just feel like I see all these comments because the trailer that went out there, by the way, before we get into this, again, sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm having the top 5 worst mornings of my life. Like you can feel top 5. You can feel the energy, right?
I can. It's chaotic.
I haven't had the mushroom coffee. That's one.
Ooh.
My brand, besides the hair, which is obviously on point still, besides the hair, my brand when I live stream is that headset. With the, you know what I mean? Like most people don't use those. That's a psychotic move to wear that headset, but I do it. It's part of my brand. I don't have it today and I'm thrown off completely.
Yeah. It's like the emperor doesn't have his clothes. I know. Right. I feel it.
Look at this. Nurse Kim, gorgeous even in the wee hours of the morning, says sunny day. I don't know if that's just a nice lovey or if that's a guy trying to make a run at you. I don't know. Which you've had some guys make runs at you on these live streams, I think.
I don't think so.
I think so. You don't want to talk about it. All right. I am seeing in the comments they agree. There are people that are nervous about the Dateline thing. Only thing we've seen so far, we've seen a couple things. The trailer, one, and then that producer who did that TikTok video that you posted that, to be honest, was boring as shit. I don't know why you posted that. Like
I posted it because I like Sue.
You like her for what? Why? What do you like about her?
I don't know. I think she's a straight shooter. I don't think she's full of garbage.
But where are you getting this information from? You haven't even seen. Do you watch her other? Like, do you know her other material?
I've heard through the grapevine, through very close sources that I won't reveal. That I've heard that Sue is a straight shooter.
Okay, she does look. One, she looks like a nice person. She looks like she would shoot straight. So I'll give you that. But I thought that TikTok video and everybody posting it, like she didn't give any information. Like I'm sorry if one more person talks about how chaotic this case was and how they've never seen anything like it. I'm gonna vomit. It's just get over it and move on. Like let's get to the facts and talk. Give us new information. That's what journalists should do. So Dateline tonight. And by the way, Dateline's a friend, so I don't want to say anything bad. Like there's some people there that I know that I might be meeting with later this morning at 9:30. Who's to say? But so I don't want to talk poorly on Dateline, but we need new information tonight. Do we not? We need some new stuff.
Well, we're going to get it. And also, I don't mean to make this very uncomfortable. First of all, chat, not talking about Sue O'Donnell. I'm talking about Sue
O'Connell,
the producer, O'Connell, whatever.
Who is on Dateline tonight, I believe. Isn't she?
I know she is, but so is Catherine from Note Your Objection. Why did we not get a call?
Ooh, that's a good. Well, she's a lawyer. She's a lawyer.
Yeah, but we were social media for the trial.
Well, first of all, can we not? don't get me wrong. Like you and I do believe we're a team. Have I seen you out there doing big time interviews with other people and going to dinners without me?
Big
Sure,
time.
I have.
Big time.
I don't cause any issue about it. However, can you not use we in this situation? Because maybe some people did get a call. Maybe they declined. Who's to say? I don't know. I say who's to say way too much, by the way. But just I know what you mean though, and it's fair, but just don't lump us in all the time together. Pick your spot. Okay?
Well, now we're officially unlumping. If you actually got invited to be on the Dateline episode,
I cannot confirm
and you
or
didn't
deny.
send me a text message, even
Dateline's
to
a friend. Dateline's a friend, and I cannot confirm or deny anything right now.
Where's my pearls?
By the way, actually, listen to this. You should call in. I got an invitation to be on a radio show this morning. To talk about the Dateline thing tonight, which I'm an idiot. Like, I can't do media appearances on the Karen Reed case. Like, I'm a fucking idiot. I do shit like this. But I said to them, I can't do it, but I have a friend, Nurse Kim. I did this. I can show you the text. And they said, no, thank you. I'm just letting you know. That's how much of a team player. I'll share the text. That's how much of a team player I am.
You know what? I'm going to say this to whoever that radio station is. If you want to circle around that wagon again, I'd be happy to come back on if you couldn't get anyone else. That's okay.
Yeah, that's how desperate they were asking me. That's how desperate. Let's see. Note your objection. I can take or leave. I think that's fair, actually. I think we've talked about her before. She was one of the first people that kind of got me into this case because she was pretty early talking about this shit. I think. I could be wrong. And I liked her a lot in the beginning. I thought she got a little bit like going the other way from what I was hearing and seeing halfway through the trial, basically. I thought she was the most fair person talking about it initially, and then I could see her creeping closer to the other side.
Well, see, like, okay, so, and yes, and anyone can creep, like you creeped towards not guilty. You were sitting on kind of your fence sitting self, right?
That's who I am.
Pick it up your ass. And then you decided, as I saw more evidence, that's where you went. I think with Catherine's brain in her logic. Now, guys, don't shoot me. I just like her because I like her. She's a cute girl, like a nice girl from Southie. She's a relatable girl. She's an attorney. Her father, like I like.
Don't apologize for liking somebody. Don't apologize for liking somebody if they don't agree with your take. Can we not do this?
No. I'm just saying. So, and she ends up though, I think that it's interesting to hear where she goes legally, because I'm led by emotion. Like I'm led by, well, that doesn't make sense. This needs to, like, I'm led more emotionally and she's led more law. And that's why I like to hear her. I want to hear what she says because she goes, either this is going to make a difference or it's not. So that's where I appreciate the take of her.
Right. I liked her a lot in the beginning. And then, like I said, she started to fade. But like her and what's his name? We're literally the gossip queens of this trial. Like we're barely talking about the trial and the case. We just talk about the surrounding players. That lawyer, guy then started to trump her for me because even like he to me was straight down the middle. Like he never gave in on, I do think the majority of his viewers believe that Karen's innocent as opposed to people who think she's guilty. They didn't really enter his stream, but he looked in that camera and he was willing to say it if he thought something was shady. I thought he by far toward the end of the trial and now like looking back on it, by far the most fair coverage of this trial that I saw on the internet.
Okay, first of all, you're incorrect because the actual most fair coverage was our homegirl, Emily D. Baker, okay?
I told you I didn't watch much of her, so that's fair.
Well, she's a queen. Okay. She's a queen. But Peter Trogus, are you kidding me? First and foremost, Peter, hope you fix those trees because I watch him on the YouTubes. And he was like,
Peter's the young guy, right? Not the dad, right?
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Papa Trogus.
Hard 8.5. And I love him. A great looking guy.
Oh my God, just an angel.
Settle down. Settle down. Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, sorry. But, so they were in Tampa though, and they got smashed by Milton. And I was just like, I had like my prayers, I was doing rosaries for them because
everybody in the chat, hold on, make her stop. Don't get me wrong. I feel for everybody with Hurricane Milton, but we just have to do this poll question. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Did Nurse Kim DM Peter from the lawyer sending him well wishes. 1 for yes, 2 for no. I want to know what everybody thinks. I know my answer. It is 1. You 1,000,000% DM'd him and wished and said, I hope you're okay. 1,000,000%.
Did I say sending thoughts and prayers?
Hold on, let's see.
Did
Wait till the
I
poll.
send something
Wait till
like
the
that?
poll
No.
finishes. Wait till the
No.
poll finishes.
Never.
I'm seeing a bunch of ones. All right, go ahead. Now give your answer. Everybody thinks you did,
I
basically.
never did. Are you out of your
That's a
mind? I'm a
lie.
stupid idiot.
That's a lie. You DM everybody. You
Who do
DM
I DM?
everybody.
The
You
fuck?
DM
Who do I
Ted Daniel.
DM?
You DM Ted Daniel.
No, Ted Daniel DM'd me. I didn't DM Ted Daniel, babe.
Ooh,
Okay.
after our interview? Was it after our interview?
After our interview, he said, "Hey, Kim." Okay,
You
and was
did something.
DMing with me because I
You
broke
tweeted
his
something.
boo.
You tweeted something once that was like you were basically
Incredible.
saying that you and Ted were working on something.
We were. I was regarding. We were.
Did you ever expose that and I missed it or no?
Well, we worked on it, and what happened is that he confirmed it did not happen. Okay, and I was working on just making sure it was on the Sandra Birchmore. No, I lie. It was who was it? It was Trooper Proctor, I believe. We were talking about I don't remember why he was not on the post list. That's what it was. And I posted the entire, no pun intended, post suspension list. And he was like, Kim, have you seen it there before? And I go, I don't know because I have ADHD. And he said, hold please. I've called the lawyer. So he called the lawyer and we confirmed that it was not, but I was working with him.
So he was never on the post list? Is that what you're saying?
He was never on the post list.
Oh, okay. He's big on things that like he was big with Birchmore, like the 2 death certificates. He was big on that, like how it said undetermined and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's read some of the comments if you guys want to put them in there because we can't take phone calls today because I suck at life this morning. Just feelings overall going into tonight's Dateline. I saw a couple early saying you're nervous. I wish we downloaded that video and played the clip. I don't think that clip is the greatest of looks for Karen Read. We don't need another, especially post-trial. You don't need somebody going out there and talking about what ifs really anymore. You need somebody saying like exactly what we heard at trial, what came out like as fact or as close to as fact as possible, at least from her side. She should have just spewed exactly what happened from her side. Excuse me. And I don't know when they taped that, but to hear her talk about like, I think I might have clipped them, which reminds me of that text.
Oh, wait. Hold your horses. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yep.
But I just wanted like, I think the question was asked though, Dave, right? She wasn't just bringing out and being like, oh, well, what I had, do. It's going to be, had you thought you hit him, right? Because she was saying it was about, I hit him. So that's what she's responding to the question of. So she goes, well, what else could it have been? Of course, I'm going to blame myself. I'm a woman. I'm Irish. I'm Catholic. I'm thinking to myself, oh, Christmas. I left my boyfriend at the house and now he's not here. What did I whack him? But I didn't like the word clipped. Why? Mm-hmm. Because I have gone to war. Okay. I have been fighting for my life for Karen regarding the text message. Remember that alleged text message that we got that it was like, I didn't think I hit him, but I thought
the one that she sent to Turtle Boy.
Yes. But I don't know how that leaked because I was saying, I always said that she didn't say that. And I said that because that would have been admissible in court. If freaking Colin Albert and who's the little McCabe, Allie McCabe, their text messages were let in. Why was that text message not admissible? And I also watched all the motions of limine. So I didn't get how that wasn't, because that's big. If she said, I thought I clipped him, I was like, that
was through the weirdo friend, right?
Yep, the German. Yep.
Natalie. Right. So that's fair. I think when we see it, you're right. She's going to be asked about the I hit him. And then she starts just explaining what her mindset was. But what's just from the outside looking in as part of the trailer, it just had this feeling that was like, oh, this could go bad. If that's how they're starting to promote it, is taking a clip like that's not providing the full context. It has that feeling of this could be an intense 2 hours of potentially negativity. Where it could be worse than what we saw with 2020.
Correct, because there was nothing there. Also, I do want to say that it doesn't not make you, because like when Karen says, I hit him and it was preceded with a did and proceeded by a question mark, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
she said, I was hoping to garner a reaction from him.
Yeah.
I've never sat with Karen. I've never had supper with her. Is she like an educated queen at all times? Or like, because those words that she chooses, I'm like, just be a regular schmegular, be like, channel your dumb friends when you are talking to like, if you have any. I don't know if channel Nurse Kim, okay? And I'm not even your friend, but like, just when you're using words like that, it almost seems to me like, as a mental health nurse that I did for a decade, like that's like almost like you're disassociated from it, because I would have been like, you little shit or something, you know what I mean? Like when you're using the more eloquent words, but she also is a Bentley professor. So what do I know?
That's fair. That's fair. So overall, we don't know like too much. We know that there's an interview with a family member. Who's the interview with the family member? Do we know?
I think it's a cousin.
It's somebody new though, right?
I haven't,
because that producer went on Carson and Kennedy, which is, if you're from the Boston area, they're on Mix 104.1. I don't know, top 5 worst shows I've ever heard in my life, like speaking nationally. It's also the highest rated in Boston, which just goes to show you how fucked up the media is in this city, and we're all screwed up because it's horrible to listen to. But that producer went on and said that it was a new person that we hadn't heard from. So I don't know, but it doesn't really change anything, because they're all, like I said, like I feel for the family, we all do, but they're saying the same thing consistently that we've heard a million times over, that this turned into the Karen Reed show and all this stuff. And like, I don't really understand how they expected it not to. Somebody is allowed to defend themselves in a case like this. That's not me like just siding with her. That's me saying that to anybody. Like, it's just, that's what was going to happen, whether they like it or not. Somebody's trying to prove their innocence and stay out of jail for the rest of their life. What did you think was going to happen?
It's a vigorous defense, and of course that's where it has to go. And for the fact that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, sorry, get off your get off your high horse, Kim. It's 7:21 a.m. But I just wanted to say, remember that Adam Lally brought in the Sullivan sisters. Okay. We had a couple of,
love them.
Gals,
Go ahead.
Some slam pigs from Southie that we brought down.
Hey, you bite your tongue.
I'm just saying, to talk about something that happened like one time, 2 months before.
God, you still hold on to this grudge?
I do.
What would you do if you saw her in person? Not the other one, the one who said "fuck you." If you just like walked by her, would you say something to her?
Oh, I would probably tell her she's a full-faced vixen. Okay. Okay.
I like that shit. I like crazy people like that who just say "fuck you" to each other. I'm very attracted to that. I'm sorry.
Well,
and I would tell her that to her face.
Well, okay, I hear you. I hear you, but also
I think overall, I think overall, the like bringing it up as part of the trial was just like one of the most useless things in history. But if you're gonna bring it up, I like the fact that it's like she's just on the stand being like, yeah, I told her to go fuck herself. Like, that's fun.
Classless.
I like it.
Classless.
Yeah, classless. All right. What is anybody saying anything in the comments? Or are you not looking at them? I'm hoping Dateline brings up the FBI and their findings. Did 2020 bring up? No, we said that, right? They didn't bring up too much of the Fed stuff at all, actually. They didn't bring up anything, right?
Wait, who?
Like 2020, when they did it. This comment right here, Amy C is saying, I hope Dateline brings up the FBI and their findings. I'm saying 2020, when we watched it, didn't touch shit. So I think Dateline, and 2020 was 1 hour, right?
No, we did 2 hours. Remember how, oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry. I still have like PTSD from me and Dave just like watching something with poor El Jefe. We have El Jefe on our show, first and only time, and we're sitting there like this.
It was awful. Yeah, it was awful. That was such a
worst thing we ever did. Could have been a 30-minute after show.
Yeah, awful instincts on our part. Just awful. The watch along concept made sense, but then like people were confused that they couldn't actually watch it with us. Maybe I'll ask the boss tonight. Oh, actually, I shouldn't. I don't want to tease anything about my 9:30 meeting. Maybe I'll ask if we can get a copy, or if we can get the rights signed over where we can stream it. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe I'll ask that. Not that I mean, I don't want to say who I'm meeting with at 9:30, but maybe I could pull that. Who knows? Let's see.
This is, and also, David, I just wanted to, I understand that we're talking about this. Hate to go back into some weird stuff, but where have you been? Did you join WITSEC? I mean, I thought for a particular amount of time that we were at least friendly, if not friends, friendly, like I might have thought this was
friends.
us.
Friendly. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. I went to your live show, and it was like 100 women who were all obsessed
35.
to meet you and screaming. None of them cared that I was there. I was one of two
Everyone
men.
loved you.
And I walked out of that saying, okay, like I need a strong 45 days away from Kim after this event. Like I need, if nobody's going to pay attention to me and I'm going to drive an hour and a half in traffic, like I'm done with this lady. I'm over it.
Oh
Dave, I thought he was in witness protection. Nope. Life it's been busy. What can I say? Life's been busy. That's all.
I know that.
I haven't done anything on TikTok. I haven't done one.
This is what I'm saying, pal. Is that I'm not worried about me. Like I'll be okay, right? Because I'm Nurse Kim and I'm getting 25,000 views on my Betero, my Betero filings.
Of all the grifters, you are the elite of the elite. Yes.
Well, is it, or is it that facts matter journalism and I'm just knocking it out of the park? Okay.
Right. Well, that's the other side. Maybe I haven't been around as much because there's really no journalistic need at the moment. Nobody's been out there there's been no new news. Like what has there been to say?
There has been new news.
Not really. I mean, all those other filings, which are way too long for me to read, to be completely honest with you. I'm kind of, the Turtle Boy stuff I think is going to get interesting, but like my brain isn't there, to be completely honest, to care about Kate Peters. Like it's not there. I care that Michael Morrissey is a corrupt motherfucker and it sounds bad, but I'm almost kind of like, I need the Karen Reed thing to wrap up before my brain then goes over to Turtle Boy. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't. I'm too stupid, and I do have ADD, but like I'm too stupid to like handle both of those at one time. I don't know why, but I just am.
Okay.
That's all. So I haven't been like, I read the Turtle Boy blog. I didn't read the actual. Did he post the actual letters that Betero did yesterday?
I got them sent to me by text message. They were sent to me. But, yes, it was also in the blog.
Are you better friends with Mark Betero now than Mike Crawford? Which, by the way, elite move by you, like somehow giving Mike Crawford COVID so you could like step in his lane for a week and a half or whatever it was that he was out. That was a pro move by you, something I would do personally. That I'm proud of you.
Back. I'm fighting back right now. I'm fighting back, and I'm going to say no. As a registered nurse in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, all I did when Mr. Mike Crawford, my pal, said, when he had the COVID and he was down, what did I do? Offered to DoorDash some Theraflu and Gatorade.
Yeah, you did. You DM'd them.
So,
you DM'd them. Just like I said, we all know you DM Peter and gave your sit because you DM and talk to everybody. You didn't have to get involved in his medical situation, but you just have to. You have to.
This feels egregious, and it feels like
so. Give me the news. Give me, in your opinion, the news that I missed in my time, I guess, that we should have been talking about. Not that we.
Well, what do I know, even Dave? Like it's been so long. You've been gone for 3 weeks. Like and you went with family. I do want to ask though, did you have fun? You went to Pennsylvania.
Yes, it was a family trip. The entire family went. Pennsylvania is a nice city. I said on Kirk's show, like I had heard Pennsylvania was a dump, but I guess I was in the nice part of Pennsylvania, right by City Hall. Beautiful walking city. Got a bunch of steps in. I enjoyed myself.
Hey, dickhead, what city? You just said Pennsylvania is a
Philly.
nice city.
I said Philly before. I told you Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. I must have blacked out, or I missed your audio.
What do you think? I went to Scranton? You think like where else would I have gone?
So you were in Hershey, PA.
Yeah, where else would I have gone? Philly's a great city. I enjoyed it. I did.
Oh, great.
Yes, I did the Rocky Steps.
Wow.
I did the Rocky Steps. What else did I do in Philly? Went to a show. That was nice. Yeah, that's it. You don't need to hear anything else. There's nothing else exciting to say.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I did send you. So when Dave said, Kim, I'm going to be around Friday, and I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe I could be too. But really, of course, I was going to be available. And then I sent him a text message, guys. And when I tell you that the desperation was real, I immediately threw up in my own mouth, guys, because I was like, hey, Dave, I really missed you, pal. Hope you and your family had a great time.
There was a lot of emojis. It was a
Three
lot of
emojis.
words. Yeah, it was a lot of words that were completely unnecessary.
So embarrassing.
Yeah,
And
it was tough. It was a tough one.
And then he said to me, please don't ever send me that text.
Can I just say something? I could disappear for the next 5 years. Me showing up and Billy, was it Billy? Me and Billy have a lifetime pass for going to that live show of yours. Just me, Billy, and the ladies, like shooting the shit. That was one of the most unique afternoons of my life. Like fundamentally one of the, like, cause I was thinking it was like a live show, and I went in thinking you needed to like have a stage and speakers and microphones and all this shit. And it just turned into like, it was like a really formal hangout. You know what I mean? Like it was, people were like raising their hand, which was unbelievable to see in person. I wish we recorded it. That was a big time mistake. We needed people to see how all these ladies were acting in the setting, because it was
classy broads.
It was a classy live baby shower / like, I don't even know what it was, but it was classy.
Yeah, I'm the hostess with the mostest, babes. And what I'm telling you is I had a house party at an apartment complex that I don't live at. Okay.
Yeah, walking into the apartment, I had no idea we were in an apartment complex, for God's sakes. But it was nice, and it was furnished. It was staged very well. It was staged.
It was a clubhouse.
Have you talked about how much of a disaster you were before that live show, or no? Has that come up yet?
No.
You should have seen this. I'm sorry, we're going off into random tangents now. Kim had a diet. Listen, okay, how do I explain this? So in the refrigerator, she bought Diet Cokes because, of course, she brought Diet Cokes because she sips on Diet Cokes when she does her TikToks, and it's one of her things or whatever. So she brings an entire case of Diet Coke, and in her craziness, which is 24/7, but in this time it was like through the roof, she takes a pair of scissors. I'm looking, by the way, as I'm saying this, I'm like looking at the comments. So they like, I don't know why. She takes a pair of scissors and she stabs the Diet Coke case to open it up. It's just one of those plastic cases that goes around it. She stabs it as if she's trying to kill it, like as if she's trying to take it out with one shot, as opposed to just a light like stab so it can open up a little bit and just like rip the plastic off. It's not that big of a deal. She stabs it twice and it goes right into a can, and both cans explode, and Diet Coke is, I'm not even, am I exaggerating the story?
Not at all.
Not at all. Diet Coke is coming now, spraying at her face. Spraying. Yeah, Helen was there. Sprays everywhere. Or is she just saying that's what happened? Spraying everywhere. She's wearing a white sweatshirt.
White, 1987, gorgeous pullover.
She's got Diet Coke all on the side of her white sweater. So now the rest of the party, and she's going to say that I didn't notice, she has her arm attached to her side, trying to cover up all the marks of the Diet Coke. She was in just an insane zone before this thing launched. It's just insane.
Trying to get the champagne, getting all the flutes, the flutes corrected. I had cut up all the strawberries. Yep. I had it catered with we had stuffed mushrooms. We had bruschetta. We had, what are you shitting me?
Yeah.
We had
you lost $1,000 on this event.
I walked out zero in the negative. Okay.
Yes, you definitely did.
That's okay.
And I will say this, though. When you got to the point of walking around the entire room, passing out Sour Patch Kids, or like showing the bag of Sour Patch Kids, I've never seen anything like it.
First of all, it was Haribo gummies that I eat.
Right.
And I brought a big bag, and I went around and I said, anybody, Haribo, anybody? Because we knew I was blacking out. My sugar was crashing. I was like, my adrenaline had pumped. So then I took my chair for one. And then I sat up at the front, but everybody put their hand into that bag, or at least I would say 27 out of 35.
How about El Jefe thinking we were in like South Carolina? He's like,
El Jefe
what?
is the best. He thought we were in a location, right? He was like, you down in Myrtle, you down over here, you in Charleston. He then was like, Florida. He thought we were in a tropical area. I'm like, we're in Wilmington. And he was like, oh yes.
I kind of want to get, like, do you have all their email addresses?
I do.
I think we need to do another event with that crew, but we gotta do something different. Like, I think you need a stage. You need a microphone.
Yeah.
You need to be able to call those guests so they can hear it on speakers. You know what I mean? Like, how about we do Nurse Kim Live 2.0? I don't know. The redo. You know what I mean? Even though it was a great event, I'm just saying, like, I think we do it again with that exact crew. I love that crew. So we got to do it again.
Pump it up, right? Nurse Kim 2.0, pump it up. Right.
Pump it up. All right. Okay. What else do you want to get to?
What else do we want to get to? Okay. What about
was that the first
amicus
time you met in
reading?
person? Yes. It was the first time we met in person. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it was. And he drove all the way up. And your daughter Riley was supposed to come.
She was, and then she didn't want to come for some reason. I don't know why. Who would say no to that?
I know. Yeah.
You're getting rejections all over the place. Radio shows, my daughter. Jesus. Tough run for you lately.
Ooh,
go ahead.
Yeah, I have had a tough run with your radio gig, but I'll let it go.
Such a
I'll let it go.
Yeah.
It is just, I think that maybe the amicus brief we could bring up and just say, any thoughts on your behalf, David, of that will the ACLU, who has petitioned and said counts 1, counts 3, come to a census and agreement by all 12 jurors, and that it is constitutional right of Karen Reed to have Judge Bev Canoni take those jurors back in and pull them. And if they don't, she will be at risk of double jeopardy. And it is a shame on.
I mean, again, we're talking about all the same stuff. The only thing I'll say about the ACLU is it felt like they dumbed it down in a really, like it felt more effective. No disrespect to my guy. Why am I blanking on his name? I was the only media reporter that talked to him.
Marty Weinberg.
My friend. I'm still the only media guy, I believe, that's talked to him on the record, right?
Only comment on record.
Right,
Dave
live too. It was live, by the way. Live. I like him, and I thought all of his filings were fine on the issue, but this ACLU thing was like completely dumbed down. Like anybody could read that and be like, you know what? Like, I side with this. Now, I agree with Betterow, or at least I take his word for it. Like, does it have any impact on what they do? Probably not, to be honest with you. But they made the same argument that I think you and I have been talking about in the past. Like, it's crazy to me at this point to think that those should still be on the table. It's just, and I understand it didn't happen and mistakes were made, but now that we know that we're talking about somebody potentially going to jail for life, and this happened, we can correct it and do the right thing and then go trial 2 with just 1 manslaughter charge.
Love it.
It's just that simple. It's that simple. What's the trial date? Is it mid-November? Is that when they're starting the process?
November 6th.
November 6th.
They'll argue.
Yep.
So I've got to go through. I didn't realize, guys, that it was 77 pages of the Commonwealth rebuttal, which is I briefed it. Okay, I did a speed read, and it's all BS that that Lally has already said 9,644 times in his responses when the jurors came forward and signed affidavits. Everything he rebutted back is regurgitated into this new document filed with the SJC. However, 77 pages. I was like, what the shit? So I do want to review that and try to give anything if I can. But Mr. Betterow said that the attorney, Mark Betterow, my friend, said that the ACLU, it's great for them to have come forward, but like you said, it's just not going to sway this either way. And what do you think, Dave, though, chances? Do you think that this full panel, Supreme Court of Massachusetts, of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, will they remove their heads from their asses and do the right thing, which we believe would be to bring all those jurors back? Give me a percentage that they will do it and a percentage they won't.
Percentage. I actually don't think they will, because I just don't trust anything going on with the state of Massachusetts right now. I don't.
Me too.
I'm going to go back to, and I trust my source, and things can change very easily. But remember last time we spoke, little Davey Newsbreaker was saying that Mr. Brennan was going to drop these charges. I believe that is absolutely still in play.
Okay.
And it's just like trying to get the overall temperature of what's going on. For that stupid Morrissey, that fatso, all he wants to do is try to like figure out how can he keep these and can he get past the court of public opinion. And the reality is Hank Brennan's going to come in and be like, no, we fucking can't. We're going to, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, so I'm hoping he steps in and does the right thing. By the way, Hank Brennan, I don't think was he on any of the filing? Like, do we think he was involved in those filings?
Oh yeah, he's the lead name. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know. My gut would say if it's left to the Supreme Court, they're staying, nothing's happening. But I'm gonna hold on to the hope that Hank Brennan is like a rational human being. That's just my
and actually let's go from right there. Great start, jump off point. How about the new evidentiary filing from last Friday? It's been a week. You're a week late on this one, but anything on the infotainment center of them hiring the new experts, and they hired Judson B. Welcher, who is going to be the new reconstructionist. Thoughts on that?
I think my thoughts on it are, first of all, if we're going to do it again, like, I want all the appropriate facts out there. My problem is I feel like they deliberately manipulated evidence in round one. So do I trust them to do the same thing in round two? Not really, to be honest with you. But I don't know. The problem is, like, I hear so many good things about Brennan that I feel like if we're going to get a round two here, it's going to be above board, is like my hope. You know what I mean? Like, I have those weird feelings inside of me, I guess. But I don't know. If as long as they're credible, to me, it's a good thing. Like, get all the information we can. But I don't trust that they're going to be credible, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And you know what kind of is a little wild to me is I'm like, you already did an entire trial. Like, what do you mean that the Commonwealth should not be able to change their set of facts? That's is the cards you played.
Hired the fucking guy. Like, you hired Trooper Paul. It's not my fault. That's our tax dollars, and you hired the motherfucker. Like, why do you get a redo on that one? Like, I don't really, I don't understand. Like, I always say, I don't understand legal. To me, they shouldn't even be allowed to hire a new crash reconstruction. If that guy did all the shit, like, he should remain in place and have to answer for himself yet again, to be completely honest with you. You know, if it's the infotainment thing, if somebody comes forward and says, like, no, like, that person was a dummy and they didn't get information that they easily could have gotten, to me, that's valid now. Like, that's fair. But to bring the whole, like, a brand new crash reconstructionist guy in the mix just because your guy got dummied in round one, like, that to me is that shouldn't be possible. I don't understand that. Trooper Paul did all the work. So now this other guy's going to come in and start completely fresh. I don't know. That just feels dirty to me. I don't know why.
It sure does. And especially on a prosecution side, like, you have a right as a defendant to vigorously, like we were talking earlier, defend yourself to the hilt, because this is Karen's life on the line, and also for the justice for Officer John O'Keefe's life. So it's shameful that we're allowing them to say, not only do we get to hire a new prosecutor because we don't believe Lally could close the deal, right? But now we had to hire Hank the Tank, and now you're going to say that we're going to go on a spree and be hiring new experts to try to obtain new information, or gather additional information that you didn't have the first go around on. To that, I say this, Dave, and you know what it is. It's one of those. Okay, I got to give it to the Commonwealth.
Right. Yeah. So, all right. What else before we wrap up here? Because I got to go. You got to go. I think
I got to go at 7:45. Well, read a comment. Is there anybody who
are we doing? Are we going to try, or do we have so much regret over the last time? Are we going to try to do something tonight after Dateline or no?
Oh no, we're doing an after show. We're doing a post show, and you're staying up. How about I sent David a text last night, 8:52 p.m. I go, hey dear, just checking in. We good for tomorrow? Because I was going live on the TikTok. And I say, I just want to give people a heads up. So I just had to, I teased that as best I could. And he answers me this morning, 5:53 a.m. Sorry, was sleeping. I know that you're a tiny prince. You're the princess and the pea. You're
I need my 8 hours.
Listen, I live for
Peak
it.
performance
I want you
day season.
I
mushroom coffee, 8 hours. This is the season we're in right now, unfortunately.
Listen,
and by the way, I told you I'd be here. I'm a man of my word. I told you I would be here. Yes.
Because I feel like we've said that we were going to do a couple of other things, and you've just, pushed me aside.
But we didn't set any standards. We didn't say like this is when it's due. This is what we're going to do. But I do want to do that stuff. I do. I'm sorry that I'm busy, and I'm sorry at 9:30 that I'm meeting with. I don't want to get into who I'm meeting with at 9:30. You keep trying to push me.
Tease it. Say who. Say what.
Okay. And if we can get a copy of Dateline, if that person wants to give me a copy before, who's to say? Like maybe we'll air it tonight. We'll see. We'll see if we can get the approval. All right,
if we can do that, if we can watch it, we will be on. If not, we are going to be on.
We can't watch it. You can't do that. You can't do it. We'll be on after. I think we got to try to take calls, right? We got to try to take calls. Though I kind of like, don't get me wrong, I hated that stream because it was just awkward and it was just weird. But commercials are so long. Like if people randomly called us during commercials, like we could have a good time watching it if they called us during commercials. You know what I mean?
Okay. And then we just keep the phone line up the whole time?
Yeah, you just keep the phone line up the whole time. They call us in and out of commercial breaks. And we're just, I don't like that we're watching it and saying nothing, but I don't know. Think about it.
All right. Well, think about, guys, tell us if you can, if you want us to do that.
LML Bunny says I was at the watch party. I thought it was fine. It wasn't. I mean, in fairness, it wasn't. But LML Bunny's like a day one loyal person. Like
Thank you, LML Bunny.
Yeah. But I like the idea of commercial break calls. That but I don't like watching it and saying nothing. I feel very awkward in those things. All right, whatever. We'll figure it out. All right, goodbye.
We'll figure it out. We'll either be on at 9 or on at 11 Eastern Standard Time.
It's at 9?
It's at 9 p.m.
Oh.
Well, you old shit. That's why I was just talking about you waking up, and going to bed.
I thought it was 8 to 10. An hour there is like, that is
9 to 11.
From 8 to 9. That is like, it might as well be on at 1 o'clock in the morning at this point.
We're pulling an all-nighter.
Holy smokes. All right, goodbye. I got to take a nap today at some point. Goodbye.
Bye, love you.
Bye.